we're going to talk about the masculine and the feminine energies when it comes to money today. This is a conversation that I have been so excited to have. So let's dive in. Welcome back to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Amy Sorka. Today we are talking about the masculine and the feminine, the energetics. What does that mean when it comes to your money, and what do you actually need? This conversation has been one that I have been so excited to have, especially the last couple months. There's been some things shifting going on behind the scenes. We're actually going to talk a little bit about this, like the timing as we go. But today, the Not Black Friday sale is officially live because this year I've decided that we're not hosting a sale the week of Black Friday. Typically, it opens the Monday before. If you've been with us around for a little bit, it opens the Monday before Black Friday and it's live until Cyber Monday. I decided this year that we're not doing that. I wanted to be able to spend that time intentionally with my family, with my loved ones, doing stuff for me as well, all of those things. So what we're doing, we're opening the sale now. We're going to talk about a little bit later, but I'll make sure to include the link in the show notes to check it out. And like we're going to talk about here, it's open for an extended amount of time. So let's dive in talking about the masculine and the feminine, okay? Masculine goals, and we're going to talk about this specifically in the lens of money, but really it's like all the things, right? Like money in your business, it's all the things, but okay. When the masculine is a lot of the work that I've done the last 10 years. There was so much of that. That's the doing, right? That's the budgeting. That's the action that we need to take. That's the income goals that I'm going to make $100,000 by X. Okay. Like those are masculine goals. And okay, before we go any farther, obviously I'm a woman, right? But the energetics, masculine and feminine, is regardless of your gender. Like we both have masculine and feminine energies, and that doesn't mean it has nothing to do with gender, okay? This is just the energetics of it and the action steps and the things that we do and the way that we operate. This is how this works, okay? Masculine is the doing, okay? So our budgeting, the step-by-step programs, the QuickBooks, the time management productivity systems, the specific goal setting that we're going to do X by Y, right? That's all the masculine. The feminine side is the energetics. It's how you feel when you do the work, the trust that shows up. And we're going to get to a place. All right, here, we'll start with this. Masculine is what you do, and the feminine is who you are while you do it. Okay. So the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest, one of the biggest things that we see within the feminine energetics is, okay, or maybe two things actually. The first one that I want to talk about is trust, and being able to trust yourself that the work that you're doing is enough, right? Like you hold all the pieces. You've got everything that you need. You take the action, right? The masculine side, we take that action, but we can trust that this is enough. I had this conversation, or part of this conversation, a couple weeks ago on a podcast that I was being interviewed on. And yes, we're going to continue to work, and we need that. We need to take the action. We're going to do those things. This is not about just, like sitting back on the couch and like just feed me grapes or peel me grapes and money's going to magically show up, right? That's not this type of manifestation. The energetics is like, I've done the work. Hey, I had the podcast here, right? We're on episode 180, right? There's 179 other episodes on there. We've talked about offers. I've sent out emails. I've posted on social media. The trust is like, I did that work, and I know that there are people who are coming at some point. They're waiting. They're making the decision now that they're ready to work with me. And it's the same thing for you, right? The trust that we trust the sun's going to come up every day. Like we just know that it's going to happen. And even if the time's different, we don't necessarily know the specific times. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but you trust that that's going to happen. So this is like where the energetics come in, okay? So when we do this work, we do the energetic work, and we talked about like, the masculine, the step by step, it's what we're doing, right? And then it's who we are while we're doing this. But I want to make it clear, like we've talked about like our money mindset before, money mindset stories, even like the money mindset, a lot of that is actually masculine still, just clarifying that. But we talk about that these fears, these things will still come up. And that's still going to happen regardless of what work that we do. And we'll talk here in a minute about like what I would focus on if I were you. So it's not about like that fear never coming up again. You're eradicating it. That again is that finite, concrete, masculine way of thinking, which isn't really achievable because, fear is natural. We're having a human experience, right? Fear is human. But it's that it doesn't define you. It doesn't stop you. When you work on that energetic side, the feminine energetics, you can hold that fear. You can walk alongside it. You have the courage to walk alongside it. That even though you have had that human experience of fear, you're okay. All right, we have some tactical things here that let's dive into that, okay? So this is kind of going to point out where we've done some of the so focus on the masculine work where it doesn't end up working out for us, okay? So how many of you started a business off of a hobby that you loved, but actually you might not even be here anymore if you got sick of it and ended up walking away because you're chasing the money. But you might be at the point where you're frustrated and you're about done. Like, this is it. I've had it. I've done all the things. This thing that you used to love, you don't really love anymore because it's become all about chasing the money. That's very focused on the masculine and the step-by-step, and it's about that part, right? But what if we can, again, doing the things that we want to do, and we can work on the energetics of like focusing on when you need to do it, when you need to not do it. And there's, again, so much trust in there. But like you put the energy into something knowing that it's going to come back at you, and then you're able to enjoy the thing that you're doing because you're not stressed about like how to make it work. And this is really has gotten very important, like that we can have this balance, because yes, we still need the step-by-step strategy. We still need to do the work. We still need to take the action, but it's kind of like the bro marketing. So, like the song and dance that so much we've all have done at some point, or was very popular. I know I did it at some point. Like those things, the bro marketing, the push marketing, the pain point marketing, and it's like, put this up here because this is what I'm launching, and it doesn't matter what's going on back here. This is the thing up front, right? And it's almost like a facade, right? We're doing the steps. We're doing the things. I'm doing what I need to. I'm hosting the summit. I'm hosting the bundle. I'm making this offer. But how you're feeling in the moment is not aligned. Maybe you're not aligned with the offer. Maybe you're just not in your personal power right now. Maybe you are feeling the fear and not able to have the courage right now to walk alongside it. Maybe you're just in it. And there are times, okay, first of all, like it's always okay. But there are times like where you can sit in that, and there's skills that we utilize to be able to feel those emotions because they are valid, without making them mean something. It's when we assign the meaning to it. That's what's wrong with me that I'm frustrated yet again, or what's wrong with me that I haven't made a sale again, or what's wrong with me that so-and-so broke up with me, or what's wrong with me that somebody's ignoring me, what's wrong with me that that client ghosted me. We can go down the whole thing, and then we beat ourselves up. Maybe you're in a relationship that's not great. Maybe you've got people in your circle that are belittling you, whatever it might be. This facade that we can put up, and we're like, okay, we're going to put up the storefront, essentially, right? We have the storefront that puts this pretty perfect picture, but on the inside, we're falling apart. That doesn't work anymore, because it's not about the step-by-step. It's about who you are, because people can feel that. As consumers, we have gotten much more, I don't want to say intelligent, but we're buying out of that. We can feel how things feel, right? Like that energetic alignment. If somebody is off energetically, you can feel it. And you might not even like know how to verbalize that, but it's like, okay, that like reeks of desperation, something. And then you don't buy because it's not a heck yes. Maybe it's because we've been burnt so much on like bad purchases that have gone wrong. And yeah, we talk about that inside the academy and inside the Unstoppable experience, which we'll talk about here in just a second with that holiday sale. But like, this is the thing that we have to feel aligned when we do it. And I've talked for forever about like, you need to do the aligned work. And I think actually next week's episode, I'm going to talk about a cash flow system because there was somebody who had asked in one of the Facebook groups, and I'm getting ready to redo. It was the Money Mindset Mastery Checklist. I don't know what we're going to call it now. It's Money Mindset something. I'm open to ideas because essentially these are like daily practices that we're going to do. I think I'm going to have like a private podcast option so that you can listen to it, but some of these shifts. But inside this question that I was asked in a Facebook group, it was like, hey, what's the best cash flow system? Well, it really depends. It's like, which one are you going to use? I can give you the most decked out system that's phenomenal, like top of the line luxury system, whatever you want to call it. But if you're not going to use it, it doesn't matter. We have to find the systems and the things there, the strategy, the step-by-step that you're going to actually use. And it's not about finding one that works because they all work. Again, nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, any of those things. It's about learning to trust in yourself and hearing yourself, trusting your intuition, right? That like, this is the strategy. This is aligned. This is not aligned. We talked about this a little while back with networking calls. And I realized everyone was like, we're doing networking calls. We're doing networking calls. It was like, no, that's not for me. That's not. And then I dived into human design, and it's like in my human design, even that like, I'm not like that natural networker. It's not for me. Totally makes sense. But coming into it and listening to yourself, and again, trusting in yourself, knowing what it is when your friend's sitting there talking about all the success she's had from that networking call, not feeling like there's something wrong. I need to go do this to go generate results. Okay. I think we're going to leave it at that. So Money Mastery Academy is now created as a self-study program. It is not run live all the time anymore. It was the 12-week group coaching program. We're going to bring back the live option a couple times. Hey, I'm going to listen to my intuition when we need to bring it back, right? So right now it is available as a relaunched self-study program. This is part of the holiday sale. We've got 3 options in the holiday sale, okay? Money Mastery Academy. It is $222 off, and if you purchase now, you're going to get to come live. There's one module that I need to record, one section. The cash flow unlock section is still going to be redone. That is going to be redone in January. This is where we focus on the step-by-steps on how to make more money in your business. And I think in the relaunch of it, there's going to be a little bit of the energetics that we're going to be able to bring in. But if you join Money Mastery Academy now in November, that's how long the sale is going to be through. You get $222 off. So it's one-time payment of $555, and you get to join me live for the cash flow unlocked. Other option, Unstoppable experience. This is the one that I'm so excited about. This has probably been like a vision that I've had for years. Actually, when Money Mastery Academy was first created, it was Money Masters Inner Circle. It was a membership program. And that was essentially what I was trying to create there, but it wasn't the right container, wasn't the right time, any of those things. So now we've got the Unstoppable experience. It's a 12-month group coaching mentorship. You get all of the step-by-step strategy. You get all of the masculine work, right? You get Money Mastery Academy. You get access to all of the workshops that are already in the training vault and anything new that I create while you're part of the Unstoppable experience. But you also get a hybrid of group and private support. so that we can work on the energetics and the things that come up as life happens, but we have the time, we have the container to truly help you step into your unstoppability. And this is something that, again, like I've wanted to be able to create the space to hold my clients in for forever. And I remember specifically working with one of my coaches, the one that helped me uncover that money mindset story that we talk about quite frequently, that I had failed myself, and those things. That coach, it was like, I want to be able to, I can remember telling him, we were getting to the end of our coaching container, and I was like, I'm not ready to be out like doing this on my own yet. Like I still need that support. I still need that to be held in that space. And that is part of, especially when we talk money, because there's so much involved. There's so many ebbs and flows. It's not a linear line. We're on the roller coaster, all of those things. We needed to have the space and the time to be able to dive into the money. So that's the Unstoppable Experience 12-month group coaching mentorship. If you buy now in November, you get an extra 2 months included. So you buy now, and then we'll work together through the end of 2025. So essentially, you're going to want to dive into your money. You're going to want to improve things in January. I know the holidays can be crazy, but if you take action now, you get support through the holidays, and you're already set up to hit the ground running in 2025. All right, third option, and all of these are listed on the holiday link, amycirca.com/holiday. Links in the show notes below. Third option is going to be Execution Lab. So Execution Lab is currently $9. That's the coaching and co-working membership. We meet one time a month to help you get done the things that you need to within your money. We all know, like, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be taking these steps. But making time for it is another thing. I have never offered an annual option for Execution Lab, but we have an annual option available again for the month of November. You can dive in. All the details are on the page. That price for Execution Lab is going to go up in 2025 as well. All right. Oh, I think we made it. There was a lot here, but there's been so much growth and change as a society. For myself, like 2024, we talk about this, right? Like, I've been in this personal development space for 12 years, but the last 12 months, I think there's been more growth and change in the last 12 months than like the last 11 years. Okay. Like, there's been so much here. And I think that's why I'm so excited to be able to bring the Unstoppable Experience here so that we can focus on this, because I was somebody that was in that, I've got to do this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it, taking the action. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, we need to take that action. That is something that we still need to do. Those are so important skills. But we need the other part as well. And that makes such a big difference. Such a big difference. All right. If you've got questions, I'd love to hear from you on this episode. Again, I've been super excited about this, but I want to hear your thoughts, your insights, questions that you have for me, all the things. All right. At Amy Circa on Instagram. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. If you're struggling with shame and guilt around your finances, whether it's debt, impulse spending, mistakes from the past, or the fact that you still haven't hit your income goal, then it's time for you to work with me. There are different levels of support and price points that you can use on the path to removing that guilt and shame so you can step into your unstoppable life. After all, your finances are unique to you, and your support should be too. Go to workwithamy.com to get started with one of my most popular programs, or you can book a Q&A call with me and we'll figure out what that next step should be. And those links are hanging out in the description of this video as well.